Hey, Colabcoaching yet again to share some wise words and wisdom for the week number 3 of the decision series. So excited to get into this week because we're going deeper. And I know you always hear me say we go deep, but this week we're taking it to the next level. So, without any further delay, the question slash thought I have for you this week is: how has your decisions impacted your life? How is your decisions impacting your life? How will your decisions impact your life? All these questions boil into one. But to get started, I've realized that when we make decisions or choices, the precursor to decisions, we make choices, we tend to focus on what we want the outcome to be, and especially for our favor. You know, maybe someone influenced you to make the decision, or maybe you finally build up the courage to make that decision, or you feel like no matter what, you're just going to make the decision off of a whim. Whatever happens. But when we make decisions, especially me, we tend to just focus on the outcome and hoping that it's in our favor. But what happens when the outcome does not come in our favor? What happens when we make our decisions, we choose something, we make a decision, and it doesn't work in our favor? What do we do in those situations? Because when I think about it, I tend to always focus on the decisions that I feel like has helped me. I always focus on the positive decisions that I made. I always focus on the decisions that have helped me progress and move forward. But you have to actually think about those decisions that don't help you and they don't progress your life or make your life better. And sometimes we're stuck with those decisions, maybe something that we've done before that has impacted our life to this day, and you know, you have regrets, maybe you feel like you wish that things were different, and you're living with that in the moment. But for the people who have put those outcomes to the side and only focus on the things that actually help them, I'm here to say that yes, that's beautiful. Don't get me wrong, that's beautiful that you focus on the positive side of things, you focus on the happy moments, you focus on the decisions that really help pinpoint you to the trajectory that you're looking for, whereas maybe it was a job or a marriage or a house or car or children. I mean, that's beautiful, but I don't want us to steer away from the reality. And what I mean by reality is that things could go positively or things could go negatively. I think the lessons come best from those negative outcomes, and I'm going to explain why. Because when we get a positive outcome from our decisions, it gratifies us. We have some type of some gratification from it, like, okay, yes, I made that decision and I knew it worked out for me, so I can keep moving forward. And you know, that's it. There's nothing else that needs to be said about it. We can talk about it with our friends, our families, our significant others, that yeah, I made these decisions for me, and boom, here I am today. What about those decisions that didn't work out? What are you doing with those decisions? Sometimes when we tend to put those negative decisions, decisions that didn't work out for us, we put them to the side, and maybe we store them in a box in our mind, or we tend to not even talk about them because we don't want to get the lessons out of it, because maybe they're hurtful, maybe they cause pain, maybe it's something that you don't want to bring out to the public, and that's okay too. But what I'm here to say is that there's a lesson from those outcomes as well. When we make a choice and we make a decision, it's either going to go two ways. It's either be in your favor or not. But when it goes in the way that you don't expect, let's take a step back and actually figure out what happened, what went wrong. Because once we realize the situations that at hand and what went wrong, maybe it was peer pressure. Maybe it was peer pressure. Your heart wasn't really in it. You made a decision and it didn't work out. Maybe it was someone telling you that you should have did this and should have did that. You just listened to that person. That person steered you in the wrong direction. Or maybe it was yourself. You were talking to yourself. You talked yourself out of a decision that you really wanted to make, and you ended up making another decision because it was a safer decision, or it was a decision that you thought wasn't going to bring that much harm to you, and it ended up bringing harm to you in your life. Let's talk about those. And I know you're looking at me like, okay, I don't want to be thinking about negative stuff. I don't want to be thinking about situations that didn't help me. I want to focus on the positive. I want to focus on the self-love. I want to focus on the growth. I want to focus on the peace and the understanding and things like that. I get it. But there's a beauty in those negative outcomes. The beauty in those negative outcomes is that it teaches you something. It teaches you to, going forward, that you can make a better decision. Now I'll break that down. I will break it down, I promise you. It is easier. It's easier for you to say, okay, everything is good, than you to say, well, this particular thing that happened in my life, I don't like. This decision that I made, I don't like. And I don't know what to do with it. Sometimes it's easier for us to not acknowledge the bad decisions, because it is going to make you and force you to grow in a way that you're not comfortable with. It's going to make you grow in a way that you are, it's uncomfortable. It's going to make you feel like you have to dig deeper than you actually want to dig deeper and figure out, well, why did I go along with this decision? Why did I make this decision? Why did I push myself to do this and I know this wasn't right for me? Or I thought this was right for me and I realized it wasn't, and now I don't know where to go from here. Those type of lessons are beautiful, because it's generally something that it's a part of us. We are the people that maybe are triggered. We are the people that fall for peer pressure. We are the people that will rather decide to go with what other people tell us to do than we want to do. We are the people that want other people to think for us, and we want to just have the good outcomes. So we'd rather listen to other people. We are those people. I was that person. I was a person that was literally okay with letting someone else tell me how to live, rather than me figuring out how I want to live for myself. And that's the biggest thing that we lose sight on, is that just because something negative happened in your life doesn't mean it's the end of the world. There is a lesson in everything. There is a lesson in everything. There is a lesson in everything. And just because it hurts doesn't mean it's not powerful in your life. Just because it was something that was a negative emotion doesn't mean it doesn't have something that could gratify you later on. Because once you know those negative outcomes, you know how to maneuver and pivot in the direction that you want to go going forward. It allows you to gain the momentum to create more positive outcomes from your decisions, because you're able to now make better decisions, because you know that, okay, this does not work for me. This decision that I made did not work for me. What can I do better? What can I do more? Who can I listen to now? Who should I listen to now? Who should I not listen to now? What direction should I not take now? And it's all important for you. It's all important for you. So you have to remember that, yes, your decisions maybe 95% of the time you make the most perfect decisions, and the decisions always end up working in your favor. But that 5% is going to give you so much more understanding than that 95%. Because in 95%, you know the routine. You know the way that you're going. You know the direction that you're going. But that 5%, you have to do some searching. You have to do some soul searching. You have to figure it out in a different way. Simple as that. So when you're thinking about the outcomes and the impact of your decisions and how they've affected you, yes, you may be that person that makes the right decisions at the right time in the right moment. And you might be that person that is able to make sure that you know the decisions you make and the choices that you make, and it's going to help you. But there are times when you make decisions that don't help you. There are times where you make decisions that have had negative outcomes in your life. Those are the times where you learn the most. Don't discard those moments, because it's teaching you how to make better decisions in the future. Don't allow yourself to just focus on the positive stuff all the time, because those negative times is going to teach you a lesson that you may have not gotten from those positive decisions that you make. Because now it's time for you to grow in a different way that's uncomfortable, and it's going to help you in the long run. Trust me. I went through it, and I know and I came through it in a better way, and I'm pretty sure you could do the same thing too. So, if you're struggling with the impact of your outcomes of your decisions, I'm here to help you. I'm the Collab Coach. I focus on relationships, but not only into relationships with your friends, families, neighbors, co-workers, and the most important relationship of all, with yourself. Facebook, Collab Coaching. Instagram, Collab Coaching. All my videos are on YouTube. My series are on YouTube. Collab Coaching. COLAB Coaching. My website, yourcollabcoach.com. Fill out that free relationship checklist so we can see what things you need to work on, and I can help you with. And then sign up for that free 15-minute coaching session. I'm here to help you with that as well. That way we could talk a little bit more in depth and see if we're a good fit for each other. I'm here to help. Also, with Heart and Soul Podcast, I am a co-host on that with my wonderful friend Jackie with Heart and Soul Podcast on YouTube. Like and subscribe as well, as you can see our lovely faces. All podcast stations. If you don't see us on there with Heart and Soul Podcast, let us know so we can add. We can make sure we put ourselves on there. And then talk to us on Instagram with Heart and Soul Podcast. Don't miss out on the wonderful, wonderful conversations we have. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day and be safe out there.